Hi everyone, welcome to Skill Questers Hub. In this video, we will explore Kernel Menu in Jupyter Notebook. So the Kernel Menu controls the notebook's execution engine. Okay, so let's see all the options we have in the Kernel Menu. So the first is Interrupt Kernel. So this stops the currently running code execution in the kernel. Okay. So if any code is getting executed and if you want to stop it, you can click on Interrupt Kernel. Or if it is long running, then you can click on select the cell and click on Interrupt Kernel, or you can directly click on Interrupt Kernel. Next, we have the Restart Kernel. So this restarts the notebook's kernel and clears the current session memory. So if you click on Restart Kernel, it will ask for the confirmation. Click on Restart. So now here on the right, you can see that the kernel is getting restarted. Okay. Next, we have the Restart Kernel and clear outputs of all cells. So this restarts the kernel and removes all cell output from the notebook. So this will restart the kernel and also remove the output. Okay, so currently you can see the output is being displayed here. So click on kernel, restart kernel and clear output of all cells. So click on restart. So now the kernel is getting restarted. You can see it on the right and all the outputs are also being removed. Okay. Next we have the restart kernel and run up to selected cell. So this option restarts the kernel and executes cell up to the selected cell. Okay, so let me only select the first cell. And if I click on kernel, restart kernel and run up to selected cell, and click on restart, it restarts the kernel. Okay, once restarted is done, it executes only the first selected cell. Okay, once restart is done, it executes only up to the selected cell. Okay. Next, we have the restart kernel and run all cells. Okay. So this option restarts the kernel and runs every cell in the notebook again. Okay. So click on this. So this will restart the kernel. The restart is getting done. You can see on the right. And the control has moved to the last cell. And if you scroll on top, you can see that all the cells have been executed. Okay. Next, we have the reconnect to kernel. So this option reconnects the notebook to its active kernel if the connection is lost. So click on reconnect to kernel. If in case the connection is lost, you can click on reconnect to kernel. Okay. Next, we have the shutdown kernel, which stops the kernel associated with the current notebook. So if you click on shutdown kernel, the kernel associated with this notebook will be shut down. Okay, will be stopped. So click on this. So here you can see on the right, the kernel is getting stopped. Okay, and here you can see the message kernel unknown. Okay, this means that the kernel has been stopped. So let me click on restart kernel and run all cells. Okay, so now the kernel has been restarted and all the cells have been executed. Next, we have the shutdown all kernels option. So this stops all running kernels in the Jupyter environment. So click on shut down all kernels. Okay. So this again stops all the kernels in the Jupyter environment. Okay. Let me click on restart kernel and run all cells to restore it back. Okay. Next, we have the change kernel option. So this option switches the notebook to a different kernel environment. So click on change kernel. So click on this drop down. So currently the existing kernel is create cell updated. If you want, you can create a new kernel and connect the notebook to the new kernel. So let's click on this. Click on Python 3 and click on select. Okay. So this switches the notebook to a new kernel. Okay. To check if it's working fine, click on kernel, restart kernel and run all cells. Click on restart. Okay, so this is restarting the kernel and all the cells have been executed. Okay, so these are all the options we have in the kernel menu of the Jupyter Notebook. I have also prepared a reference guide with the menus that we have explored in this video. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.